this agenda from the beginning to the end. Good night, everyone.
How are you today?
Santri Putra, Santri Putri Rahimakumullah. On this special event tonight, we will have several agendas as follows.
Opening,
Speech brought by Pa Abid,
sharing session with Ibu Emma Soraya,
and then a Q&A session.
and then closing. To make our time efficient, let's start our special global talks tonight by reciting Al-Fatiha. Al-Fatiha.
The next agenda is a speech brought by Pa Abid. For Pa Abid, the time is yours.
Nyetrum. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, I know some of you have an answer. Okay, I will repeat one more time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening everyone. How are you tonight? Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Okay. The Honorable K. Syamsul Ma'arif Yogyakarta as the head of Abdul Jalil Sibawa Foundation, the Honorable Educators Musyri Musyrifa Ma'had Afkaaruna, the Honorable Ibu Emma Soraya as our speaker tonight, and our beloved Santri. Santri Putra, Santri Putri, Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Tonight we can gather together again here in the Global Talk event. This is the first Global Talk event in 2023 or in the second semester. Yeah. And tonight, yeah. That's why I see all of you are very enthusiastic and enthusiastic in joining in this event. And also I see your face is so happy. I don't know, this is because of the first time of this event or because of food. Which one correct? Food. But it is okay. Yeah, hopefully because of food, become because of this agenda. I mean, because of food you are happy, and you will join this event by khusyu' and khudu'. Okay. And also everyone, I want to say thank you so much for all of you, especially to Ibu Emma Soraya as our speaker tonight, because she has given us the time to share about forest. Do you know some forest? Forest, correct. Forest. Okay. What's wrong? What's wrong the forest? What can we learn from the forest, and what are the benefit of the forest? Inshallah, all of them will be answered by Bu Emma Soraya later. So everyone, I will give you message. The first, please, please listen to her. Okay. The second, focus on the material. The third, prepare the question. Okay, prepare the question. And then everyone, I want to apologize to you if there are many shortcoming in the preparing this event. Okay, hopefully our event will run well. Amin ya rabbal alamin. That is all from me. Thank you so much everyone. Enjoy and also still serious in this event. Wallahul muwaffiq ila aqwamit thoriq. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Pak Abid. Thank you, Pak Abid, for your amazing speech. Big hand for Pak Abid.
The next agenda is a sharing session with Ibu Emma Soraya. For Ibu Emma Soraya, the time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Pak Abid and all the santris. Nervous. It's a really huge responsibility for me. However, it's also very honored to have this beautiful chance to share what I learned since I was in a bachelor degree. I started my bachelor degree in 1994 in Forestry in Gadjah Mada University, and then I continue my study into master degree and PhD in the Australia. I hope from last night talks also from Pak Dika, this kind of event or talk show will inspire all of you, because in my mind previously in Pondok, you are only studying kitab. You're not meeting anyone else except Pak Kiai or Musrif-Musrifah. However, these kind of events will really broaden your knowledge and also encourage you to spread your wings as wide as possible and go wherever you want to go later on. Okay. Tonight, I will share what I've learned, like what I said before. It's about forest. Actually, more or less you already learn about this in biology since you are in primary. However, I will a bit put some connection with what Pak Dika talked last night. Can we share the slides, please? Okay. So I will to share about the forest, their roles and ours. Like what I said, the roles of the forest you already learn it when you're studying biology since primary. Next, please. Okay, this is our agenda. We're talking about what is forest actually and what types. Perhaps you only have one imagination of forest. Forest is just forest. And then we'll talk about the forest rules, and then I will add some more here about treasures that we can learn from the forest. Lots of things that we can learn from the forest. And then the last one, I just want to close that it is our responsibility to take care of the forest because of their rules. Okay, please next. Anyone knows what's this? Yeah, it's one of wayang. What specific in wayang? Gunungan, yes, gunungan. It's usually used in the opening of letter puppet, yeah, show a puppet show. This gunungan represents a forest, and if you following a story in the wayang, the dalang will start with this, and the story usually also told that previously all main line in the globes are forests. And then we start looking for land for housings, and then to plant some foods for the paddy fields, for the corn fields, like that. Yeah. In this gunungan, in bahasa Jawa also known as kayon, it's absorbing from the Arabic hayun. What is hayun? Yeah, hayun is life, hidup. So I want also to share that a forest is alive. Forest is the house of the most complex habitats for almost everything. The animals, like here we can see lots of animals in the gunungan, and the philosophical also very high. I won't tell you about the philosophical, but if you like to learn about philosophy and Japanese, wayang is a very good source. Okay, next please. Okay, this is the definition. What is the forest? The forest is an environment, or usually we say it as ecosystem. So it's a system, eco is life, that is covered by trees. So we cannot say the forest without trees. So the main, life is dominating trees for the forest. And usually to make discussion, not to for just to make it easy, say it like that, at least it's covered half on a hectares, and the canopy is it's more than 10%. So if there's an area with the forest, with the trees, but the cover is less than 10%, usually we not called as a forest. Do you know savanna? Yeah. You know, yeah, usually it's for bull or things. There are some trees, but that's not a forest because the canopy cover is less than 10%. This is the definitions. Please next. Because of the definitions, there are lots of types of forests. Please next. Based on the ecozone. We know that we have poles, south poles, and also north poles. The one that nearest to the poles, usually we call it as boreal forest. It's usually called also as evergreen, because the forest that lives in the boreal usually always green. Tahu pohon pinus enggak? Pinus ya. Pinus different from teak. Teak, when it's in a dry season, what will happen with the teak leaves? To reduce the, evaporation. They shed the leaves, right? Yeah, shed the leaves. That's why it's usually called also as monsoon forest. However, in the countries that have 4 seasons, when the trees are set leaves, during the autumn and winter. So it really depends on where the leaves or the trees, the trees and the forest lives. So the one that close to the poles, usually we call it as boreal forest, and then close to the middle, usually we call it as tropical forest, subtropical, and then between them are temperate forests. Can we move to the next slide? Oh, sorry. There is a statistic down there that's 31% of the global land area, or if we take the statistics, so it's almost 50 million kilometers squares covered by forests, based on the previous definitions. But it should be dominating by trees, and the canopy cover minimum at least 10%. Okay, next. This is the types of forest that I told you before, that the first one is boreal forest, always green, because most likely there's always cold over there. And then temperate forest usually change the color and then shade the leaves during the autumn and winters. And we also have subtropical and tropical forest. Tropical forest is also somehow called as green forest as well, because the way we manage the forest, when we need the woods, we not cut down all the trees, but selecting some of the trees. So the biggest one, the diameters, or the tallest one, we cut it and leave some space to the small trees recover and regrow. So the types of forests are different. If you go to, what do you call it, Temanggung or Wonosobo, there are also some Sengons forests. They usually called as hutan rakyat, or forests that managed by the people, the private forests. They plant the trees in their private land, usually with trees that have economical values, like the Sengons, and somehow to the area Gunung Kidul, Wonogiri, they plant teak, jati, mahoni. So the type of forest is also different, but from the ecozone is still includes in the tropical forest. Okay, next please. Okay. As I said, you already learned about the forest rules, provide a wide range of environmental, economic, and as well social benefits. Can some of you give some examples? What's the rules of the forest? Yes. Habitats for the animals, yeah. House for the animals, habitats for the animals. Good answers. Anyone else? How about for us? Provide what? Forest provides what for us? Oxygens, yes. Oxygens, anyone? Oh, the one back there? Do you want to answer? Little one? Yes, oxygens. How about waters? In the bottle? Where it come from? If we cut down all the forests, what will happen to the land? Deserted, yeah. Yeah, source of, usually in Bahasa we call it jasa lingkungan, yeah, environmental services. Can we, next clicks please? Yeah, this is some examples, what kind of rules that forest gives us, yeah. The first one, the air we breathe. And then prevent soil erosion. Do you know soil erosion? The topsoil, the land with the topsoils usually the most fertile part of the soils, yeah. If there is no trees that protect and the roots that hold the soils, when rain comes, it will goes with the runoff or the water that goes to the river. So usually we can see during the rain season, the river will, what do you call it? Keruh gitu. Butek, yeah, in Java butek. What is in English? We should speak in English, yeah? Dirty, not dirty. Muddy, said muddy, yeah? Said muddy. Lots of soil particles that goes to the river. Mitigate the climate change. Can you feel the climate change? What do you feel about climate change? How about around here? Do you still see fireflies? Do you know fireflies? Can you see them? Oh, that's good. I can't in my house. Previously, yes, I still can see them, but now not. It's a part of the climate change because of the environment change. Next, if the paddy fields are changed into buildings, yeah, we also cannot see fireflies easily. And then reduce noise pollutions. By planting like this, the bamboos and the trees around us, it can prevent the noises from outside. And also use the cities, yeah, in the housing complex. If it's close, if you pay attention when you cross the toll road, it will, there are some trees that like giving some barrier from the noise. Habitat from the animals, yeah, that's already answered. Wind barrier from heavy winds, yes. And then biodiversity. Do you know what's biodiversity? No? Bio is life, diversity beraneka ragamnya. Keanekaragaman hayati, if it's called in bahasa. It's very complex, like what I said. So in the forest we learn a lot, and we have lots of this biodiversity. So if we cut down the forest and change its function into others, we lost our biodiversity. And then provide moisture and lower the temperature. Can you feel if you close to the trees, you feel cooler, provided you are living in cities that lots of buildings. And then prevents flash floods, banjir bandang gitu ya, and slowing down the movement of water. If there is some trees, it's slowing down the waters. And then it also provides us with woods like this for the tables, the furnitures, also taken from the woods. And the people that lives in and surrounding the forest still using fuel wood, kayu bakar ya, and also some medicines taken from also from the trees. I will tell you about this one. We have students from the pharmacy. What is in English? Pharmaceutical studies, yeah, pharmaceutical studies. She learned about there is a sort of a myth that some certain grass can help us cure the cancer. And then she took some the grass and grew it in greenhouse. Do you know greenhouse? That the house that we make the environment similar to the forest. And then harvest the leaves and then bring it to the labs to see the ingredients of the medicine that can cure the cancer. And compare it with the same grass that grew naturally in the forest. The content is different. So the same grass that lives in the forest under separation of the trees, because it's just a grass, compare that you grow it in a very perfect environment, the content, the medicine that used to cure the cancer is different. So what we can learn from here, when we in the difficult situation, actually we have the cure. Compare when we always grow or stay or live in a environment that say it make you happy all the time. So somehow, in some certain degree, we need challenges. To what? Yeah. To cure or say it, to improve yourself, because you will become creatives and so on. If you don't have any challenges, you'll not learn. Okay. Next, this is the rules. Next slide, please. This is also what I'm to share to you. The forest is also source of biomimicry. Do you know biomimicry? Biomimicry is the way we learn from the lives, dari kehidupan, dan menirunya gitu ya, mimicking. Humans, like what I said, usually have challenges to grow, yeah, to become better, say it so. And forests actually have almost the answers. The first one, copying form and shape. Do you know Velcro? Cekrek-cekrek yang di tas itu ya, Velcro, biasanya yang paling sering dipakai. That's sourced from the forest. There are some seeds that have some if you pay attention to the velcro, the hard one have like, what do you call it, kite itu ya, kecil-kecil gitu. And then the other one have like ropes with the holes gitu. And then when you close it each other, it will stick. Yeah, we learn from the forest. There are some seeds. Actually, this afternoon I went to Wanagama and I was thinking to get some these seeds so you can see it how it works when you. But however, if you ever walk to the in the field or soccer field, there are also some grass that have these seeds. It stick to your sarongs or skirts, yeah, and then you have to take it out. The way they work is we are copying it into the Velcro, and then the second one is copying the process, which is photosynthesis in a leaf. What human invention from the photosynthetical. You learn chemical already? What happened with the chemical? Come on. What photosynthesis resulted? What we breathe? Oxygen. And what? Plus? Sugar. And itu kan ada reaksi kimianya ya. Harus ada sinar mataharinya gitu kan. Terus resultnya tadi apa? Ada O2, terus ada apa? Sugar. Sama apa lagi satu? Water. H2O. Nah, reaksi-reaksi seperti itu juga kita ikutin gitu. Oh, sorry, I should speak in English. And then the higher level one is the ecosystem level. It's about we are planting trees on the streets. What is for? Buat apa? What we needed that to cooling the air, to reduce the noise. Because in the forest we feel that's very quiet and calming and the cold gitu ya. And there are lots of other things that we also when we have challenges, we can search it from the forest. How to open them? That's your duties as the new scientist. I do believe that you always eager to know everything, and then when you have challenges, there are always an answer there. Okay, next. This is the one of examples, malt slime. This is a malt. Do you know malt? Fungus. That, oops, I think we need internet connection. Do you have any, Pak? Oh, yeah. This one is tahu jamur kan? Jamur punya akal nggak? Do they have a mind? No. The small dots are their foods. And the way they make networks is the most efficient way. This one is used, we are making this to connect the railways. It used in Tokyo. You know Tokyo? Tokyo connect its smaller cities using tram, yeah, or very high-speed trains. The way they connect the station to make it the most efficient, so there is no redundancy to make the roads, mimicking this. So what they do is put the small dots as food itu tadi in the station, and then the mold start from the biggest one, and then it will make network right from there, and then dari situlah from there the government choose the track of the train. So say track A will go that way, track B will go that way, C, D, E, and so on. So I hope someday all of you have a chance to check the train system in Tokyo. Will you? Don't forget to bring me on, okay? Because I haven't tried also. So I just learned this also, how this fungus also found in the forest. They don't have akal, but they're very smart to have very efficient network. Okay, next, please. This one that we'll talk last night, the one model of AI, also called as random forest. Why so? Because last night said that what's the key of AI? Data. The data, or usually we call it big data. Very lots of data. This is the examples, is the basket full of fruits. And then the way the machine learning, so the big one is AI, artificial intelligence, and the smartest one is the machine learning. One model of machine learning is random forest. How it works? What do you call it? One decision tree, we call it decision trees, trees 1, trees 2, then trees n. It gives us lots of alternatives. Like perhaps if I make it easier for you, you have what do you call it? Free time, like after taklim ba'da asar ya. You have free time, you allowed to mandi or allowed to have a dinner or jajan in the Afkaaruna. So which one do you choose to do it first? Afkaaruna, okay. So every one of you have different decision, right? So that's the, what do you call it? The percabangannya itu. Lots of alternatives. However, the machine will learn from that pattern. And then the way random forest works, so the model called as random forest, because it's mimicking lots of trees with the different decisions. If, like I said, if I'm very hungry, I go dinner first. If I feel very hot, sweaty, I go mandi first. If I already mandi before asar or I feel still full, I'll go to Afkaaruna first. So it's your decision. So you will have alternative if then. Lots of them. So it's become a really huge or big data, like what I said. And then what's your decisions? Based on the most common one. So finally, the machine will learn based on the decision that all of us usually made. Like perhaps, I don't know, because perhaps you're not using the mobile phone. Yeah, if you search for something, your mobile phone will keep it and then provides you with advertisement that previously you already searched. Like perhaps if the Santri Putri looking for hijab with the color of what, dusty pink, like what. So all the advertisement will come out with the dusty pink jilbab all the time. So it's memorizing what you have done. So it's part of these models, what we discussed last night with Pak Dika. And we call it this is one example, yeah. We call it random forest because it's duplicating. So the trees are growing, become the forest. Why it's random? Yeah, because our decisions are randoms. Okay, next please. Other one. This is perhaps the biggest one I want to talk. The forest is our treasures because it's existed before humans, like what I opening, like Pak Dalang using kayon before. So in this globe, there are forests, and we are growing. The population are growing bigger and bigger by cutting some of the forests into housings and any fields that we needed. And the forest teach us about examples, like what I said. Forests are homes, not only for animals, but also for microbes that help us in many things. Like we are now, not now, it's already done, searching for fertilizers that safe for our environment. There's not chemical that we create, but we are once more mimicking from what happened in the forest. Do you know legume that have bintil akar? What is in English, ya? Tahu nggak? Bintil akar. So it help the roots to get some nutrition from the soils. That's types of nutritions that we are mimicking into very safe fertilizers. And then in the forest, it grows very slow. So the forest teaches us about patience. So when we are studying, it's not instant, yeah. Perhaps you that have the primary school from state primary school, not the Islamic one. So perhaps you just now learn about what kitab, learn about how to pronounce in Arabic, what makharajul huruf and tajweed. It's not instant one. So bit by bit, you will learn about that better, I said. And then the forest also teaches us about strength, because disturbance is not bad. I won't tell you about what we know about. In Australia, we call it bushfire. So during summer, in the forest in Australia, usually it's covered with eucalyptus forest. It's very dry, because not humid like here. It easily burned. A huge fire. Why I said this disturbance is not bad? Because the seeds from the eucalyptus will, what is in English? Yeah, it will open, it will crack because of the fire, and then when rain come, it will sprout and grows into new forest. So disturbance, strength, because of disturbance, I will say it for us here is challenges. So challenges is not bad, because we learn from challenges into the one that stronger, smarter. And then synergy and everything, cooperations. Do you ever hear about symbiosis mutualism? Yeah, that's also taught by the forest. Self-healing. When you're feeling homesick or bored, how you self-heals yourself. It's forest also teach us about that. When you see perhaps someone put some nails to put some advertisement in the trees also trying to heal itself. Even the nails are eaten by the trees. If you pay attention, if you find a trees that already someone put nails on the trees will sort of eat the nails. It's a process of self-healing. And we see also the trees are very huge, standing tall. Pride is also, you need to be humble but also proud to yourself, because you already study hard and doing things in a good way. And then in the forest also there is a winter dormancy, like what I said, in the countries with 4 seasons. During autumn and winter, the tree set its leaves, it's resting. So you need rest. So when when the educator said, okay, this is your time to take a rest, yeah, please do take a rest. And then unfurling your leaves, it's about honesty. You know, the new leaves come out, so you are taught by the forest to become the individual, to be honest all the time. Uniqueness. One by one of you are unique. So don't worry to be different, yeah. Don't worry to be what? How to say it? If we say it as a mainstream, if you say it or you have values that I'm not like that, it's all right. As long as it's allowed by the dean. Itu rulesnya di situ gitu ya. If you don't like to do something but it's allowed to do so, yeah, it's all right. No worries about that. And then spreading your roots, this about your parents, your grandparents. Kalau bahasa Jawa trah gitu ya. Saya nggak tahu what is in English, Pak. Family trees. Itu don't forget about that because they are your roots, the one that make you like you are now gitu. And then survival just belong to the fittest. This is also for you. So don't be lazy to have exercise because the endurance are built up by doing exercise. So please do so. And the last one is life goes on. Please don't worry too much to some things that make you worry because it will pass. Okay, next. Okay, that's why we need to look after our forest because forest already teach us many things and provide us many things just like they are take care of us. What should we do? Please, next. This is what globally agreed that we need to reserve forests in many ways, yeah, by doing things like perhaps you have rehabilitasi hutan. We are planting some trees to greening the lands and then proving the benefits to and livelihoods to the people that lives in and near the forest. And then we need to protect the forest by first of all, forest fires. It occurs many times in Indonesia, particularly during the dry seasons. Or have you ever heard the El Nino? El Nino. El Nino. El Nino is prolonged drought. So musim keringnya panjang. It will cause these forest fires. So we need to have a method to prevent these forest fires. One of the technology that already tried, like what Pak Dika said last night, using drone to drop the water bomb. Because it's very dangerous to come to the fires in the forest. So we fly the drones to drop the water. Other things for the reforestations or rehabilitations, we also use the drones to drop the seeds, so the seeds can grow in the area that are very difficult to access. Yeah, and then using forest resources in proper way. And then the last one, we need to protect the forest from pests and disease because if we are making monoculture forests, the diseases are easily to spread. Okay, next. I think this is my last slides. This is Indonesia. There are lots of forest area that already, what do you call it, stated by the government. So it's a stated land that allocate as forest. It's also like in the global, 2/3 of the land in the Indonesia have to be in the form of forest. However, the conditions are not as good as we expected because we are still learning how to manage the forest. So it's a really huge chance if you have a, what do you call it, patience to work in the field, the forest. So this is very huge areas to use your knowledge later on to preserve our forests. Okay, I think that's one. Or is there any more slides? Yes, the way to get started is to keep talking and being doing. However, I still open for the question and answer session. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Bu Emma Soraya, for the inspiring speech. Big hand for Bu Emma.
The next agenda is a Q&A session. So if you have a question, you may ask Bu Emma now.
Atau sudah jelas? Or you already? I have some chocolates. Hey, you no. Come on, Mas Prince. Nanti Mas Lilo di luar sidang saja. Mas Prince. Ya. Ya, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
My name is Prince. You can call me Prince. My question is, how does the forest disease spread? Thank you.
Good questions. Thank you, Mas Prince. If the disease from the roots, can you imagine that we only can see the leaves, ya, or canopies, what we got. Bahasa Indonesianya tajuk, daun-daun yang membentuk bagian atas itu we call canopy. And say it more or less, the spread of the roots are similar dengan apa tadi, what do you call it, branches of the canopies, but under the soils. If the diseases are attacking the roots, so each of the roots will connecting to other trees. So the disease spread through the roots. In Wanagama, years ago, we have this kind of disease. So almost the area with the same species are died because of one of these fungus connecting to the roots to each others. That's the first. The second one, the examples, the diseases are caused by the insect. So perhaps like us have the dengue, ya, demam berdarah. So the insects affect one trees and then it flies to other trees, it spreading from that. So if it's caused by the insect, and also because of the fungus that also easily burned by the wind. So that's why when we build our forest, it should be not monoculture, not the same species. We call it monoculture. Mono is one, so species, we need to spread it a different species to stop the spread of the disease. That's the first. The second, yeah, so we still have this biodiversity. If we only plant one type of trees, say it, what is the most expensive trees in Indonesia, jati or teak, yeah, and then we plant everything with jati. It's not good because if a jati have the spread of this disease, it will die. Forgot the name. Do you know benalu? Benalu. It's good or bad? Bad, because if it's attached to one tree, it will spread by what? By birds, because the birds eat the seeds and then fly to the other trees and will spread to other trees. And this is already really bad news in Java. We already asked to have the studies to see the spread of this benalu in thick forest in Java using satellite image. Do you know satellites? And then they are said easily taking pictures of the forest, and then we're trying to see say it every year in the same time, and then to see how this benalu spread through Java. So that's the type of other how the disease spread through the forest. Hope it answered your questions. Okay, thank you. That's good questions. Anyone else?
May I have a question?
Yes, please.
So if like the forest already helping us so much, right?
Yeah.
So like what should we do to thanks to them?
Okay. The first one, we use it appropriately. Why I said so? Because forests have so many rules. So please don't give a huge burden in one type of forest. So if a forest producing woods, we need the woods. So we have to manage carefully how much woods that we can take from the forest. We have to calculate. Pak Presiden already give us, we and the researchers in the campus, to really calculate wisely and very accurately what he said as precision forestry. We have to know what is inside the forest precisely, and then we need to calculate how much timber or woods or trees that we can chop down and using it as furnitures. Even peppers, do you know peppers that we are using are also made from trees? It's made with the bubur kertas, ya. Itu di chop, making a pulp, and then giving some chemicals and provide you with peppers. That one another examples. We need to very, very wisely using peppers. But if you still have small nodes, just use the other sides to use it efficiently. Even if you already have scrap peppers, people also use it for craft, even to use it, prolong it use. Yeah. Terus kemudian we also plant some trees. Currently we are during graduation ceremony. One of the graduates, we provide one trees so they can start their sort of life by planting at least one trees. We also use the trees also as the one strategy for the new students coming in the new students in the first years, to plant the trees. And then but however yeah, because of the business of the students, we need actually to take care of the trees after we plant them. So I think that's how answer your questions.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. More? Or is it the time, Pak? For Putri? Please. Please come forward because of the microphone are here.
My name is Zakia, and I want to ask, we know that each kind of flower has their own meaning, so how do they find out about the meaning of the flower?
Meaning of the flowers?
So like, if we look for like this flower meaning, then we will find that in Wikipedia.
Yes.
So there will be like a lot of flower with their meaning. So where do they find out about the meaning?
Oh, apology. I'm trying to digest your questions. Perhaps we have what we can say it as a dictionary. So there is a dictionary that actually is key of classifications. So perhaps when we learn about, there is a, what do you call it, genera, and then family, and then genus, and then species. Every steps of that have a specific characteristics. So if one species have criteria like this, or its family of this, and then have a type of flowers or the leaves or things or the roots, like perhaps you'll learn about the plants have akar tunjang and akar serabut, like that. That's the similar way with the flowers. So we have those kind of dictionaries. It's we call it as classification keys. So if one flowers have these criteria, it will goes to that classification or this genus, and then what's the species. We learned that as well in forestry, and mata kuliahnya namanya dendrology. So learn about the dendro, about the trees. So but things about it's the characteristics of the trees, not only from the flowers but also the type of leaves, the shape of the leaves, and the what do you call it, kulit pohon, bark, we sort of call it bark. If you pay attention to the trees, they have a different type of barks. Ada yang mulus, ada very soft, ada yang what do you call it, berlekuk-lekuk begitu ya. That's will classify all the species into its genus and then to the species. Is that answering?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mbak Kia. More or sudah? Masih sudah atau will following Pak Abid ya. Mas siapa namanya? Mas ini Pak Abid. Iya. Siapa? Ya ini Mas ini.
Hello, my name is Abdurrahman Fuadi Marzuki. You can call me Aam. And my question is, how does the different types of soil affects the plant, even though they are like the same plants? Like the flower is familiar to with the flower, but different soil make the two of the flowers different to each other.
Yeah, that's very good questions, Mas Aam. Yeah, I also we have also one what do you call it, study tour ya. Study tournya ini we going from mountain forest to the forest that close to the pantai, the seashores. Apa namanya? Mangrove. Have you ever heard mangrove? Yeah, mangrove forest. So the type of the soils from the mountains with a very high altitude ya, ketinggian yang berbeda. What do we feel when we are going to the mountains? Cold ya, the temperature lowers compared to the one that close to the sea. Because of the coldness, the process how the soils made are different, because the bacterial that help in what do you call it, processing. So some of the So soils usually made from the rocks. How? Because of the temperature, because of these bacterials, because of the fungus, because of the microbiological that occurred in the soils. So make the type of the forest, make the types of the soils are different. We also learn about that in the bachelor degree about the soil types. How soil types are different because of the process from the rock into the soils. And also we also learn what's the impact of the soils into the growth of the trees. We know that perhaps if we go to the mountains, the type of the trees are also different. In the mountains usually we plant pinus gitu ya. We rarely found teak, but in the area that very dry, we easily found the teak. So the growth of the trees are different because of this place, the soils. That's why when we plant the trees, we're studying as well the suitability analysis. When or where we should plant the trees based on the optimum growth of the trees. Is that answering your questions? Or you still have questions? One more, please. Oh, time's up.
Okay, so the last question is, you said life in Arabic version is hayun.
Yeah, hayun, life.
So
Yeah.
the forest is life. So can you translate to Arabic, which is al-ghabatu huwa al-hayun?
Pa Abid, help me. There's a test.
Al-ghabatu huwa al-hayun.
Yeah. What is, pardon? Yeah. So what is the meaning? What's the meanings of why I said forest is alive? Yeah. Like, actually it's a conclusion. Conclusion. What I told you in the last 1 hour, so it's about life, right? So we taught or we learned from the forest based on what happens in the forest, because the forest lives. Yeah, because forest is a house of all this biodiversity, all the animals, habitats, or the fungus, the microbiology, and everything. So, but that's hard. That's difficult questions. Thank you. Thank you very much. Boys. Okay, thank you very much. I hope what I already delivered to you, giving you manfaat ya Pak. You learn from there and give you some motivation to learn more, to dig more, not all about forestry, but about everything that will give you motivations to learn all the time. Thank you very much, Pak Abid and Mbak. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah everyone, finally we come to the end of the agenda. Let's close our special global talks tonight by reciting Alhamdulillah together.
Well, thank you very much for all of your attendance and your nice attention. We do apologize for our mistakes. I hope this can be beneficial for all of us. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin. والله الموافق إلى أقوام الطريق والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.